Uber Shuttle launching at Atlanta Airport. Uber is rolling out its airport shuttle service in Atlanta, marking the latest expansion of its Uber Shuttle program. So there's a couple of other cities that already have this. Let me just quickly get you a rundown on where they are. What cities have Uber Shuttle already? So New York, JFK and LaGuardia, Chicago O'Hare, and next is Atlanta. I guess they just started with the big airports and they're working their way down. Starting next month, the company will begin transporting passengers to and from Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport with regular, affordable service. The new service will offer multiple pickup and drop-off locations across downtown and midtown Atlanta, running every 30 minutes between 6 a.m. and 10 p.m. 7 days a week. While specific pickup spots haven't been announced yet, Uber says details will be shared ahead of the May launch, and we're now in May. And the reason why I think this is important, a lot of you are probably thinking it's not important because you don't focus on airport runs, but that's not the totality way to look at this. Whether you're the kind of person to take airport runs or sit at the airport is irrelevant. Anything that can happen that decreases the amount of surge that exists in a city is bad for everyone. Well, great for the drivers. I mean, great for the passengers, bad for the drivers, great for Uber. Uber and Lyft are actively trying to get rid of surge. Not in a way that's like nefarious. They're just trying to overflow the market with more drivers or find ways to better satisfy the passengers so that surging doesn't happen. And anything that happens that puts less surge in the market should be seen as a pay decrease, whether it's directly affecting a group of people that you would normally take or not. If surges disappear, if 10% of the people aren't taking regular Uber and Lyft because they're taking these shuttles in the morning, it's going to affect that morning whether or not you go to the airport. I don't know how many other ways to say it, but there's some more details that are even more concerning, so we'll keep going. The new service will offer multiple pickup and drop-off locations across downtown and midtown Atlanta, running every 30 minutes between 6 a.m. and 10 p.m., 7 days a week. While specific pickup spots haven't been announced yet, Uber says details will be shared ahead of the May launch. Riders can book up to 5 seats at a time, with reservations available up to 1 week in advance. As with other Uber services, customers will be able to track their shuttle in real time using the Uber app. From a technology standpoint, that's pretty cool. Pricing is set to be straightforward and surge-free. So an incentive right now that if you're watching this and you want to use a shuttle instead of ordering an Uber or Lyft, you will 100% avoid a surge fee if you do the shuttle. For passengers, that's pretty good. The incentive here is that, sure, it's not as convenient as someone picking up from your door, but you could just take an Uber to an Uber shuttle and then the shuttle to the airport. It's an extra step, but it's going to save you money if that's something you're concerned about. And it's probably going to be a little more consistent. Ooh, and Uber gets to cut out the driver in that scenario. So Uber pockets that money for themselves. Like Uber drivers are competing with Uber. That's not a good setup. You don't want to compete with the platform that gives you rides. That's a conflict of interest. Early riders can take advantage of a special $10 fare with prices eventually rising but capped at $18.50 per trip. That's not even per person. That's per trip. $20 to go to the Atlanta airport. That's not bad. It's not bad. Uber Shuttle has been operating successfully in New York City, offering rides to LaGuardia and JFK airports. The Atlanta expansion reflects Uber's continued push to provide convenient, low-cost alternative to solo airport rides. One of the more disappointing things that happens when I'm having conversations like this with other drivers is that they're like, oh, this specific thing isn't going to have a big impact on what I do. And what they don't realize is that Uber and Lyft, we suffer from like deaths by 1,000 cuts. It's a bunch of small things that make it harder to make money with Uber and Lyft. It's typically not just one big thing, which you're going to see as a recurring theme as we continue to go through these articles.